Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Jersey and today we are back in Palworld. I'm so excited to be building again with the new update, and of course we gotta start a brand new base because we need oil. And so we are here in the new island, and I'm gonna be honest, it took me a moment. This build, I went through so many stages to try to get something that I really want, that it really matched the atmosphere. And the whole time I wanted something that remind me kind of like a temple, but this time I wanted to have a lot of space because I wanted to be able to put a lot of stuff in the building, the inside, and also to use glass. So okay, so what we're starting here is we're going 9 by 9 in the 5th tile, right there in the middle. All that's gonna be open up because we're gonna put stairs to go up. So this building went through a lot of revisions when I was trying it out. It was a long process. There were times that I hated it with so much passion because I was like, this is no good and no good and no good, and start over and start over and start over until finally I got to a good version with this one. But it's still, this one, it was still a challenge because I really wanted it to feel like a temple, and that was the main goal, right? With the cherry blossom, with the mountains in the background, with the waterfall, with the cherry trees. I just wanted something that felt epic. And yeah, I hope you guys like it at the end. I hope you guys like it. But as you can see, I went 9 by 9, the square in the middle, because that's where we're gonna go with the stairs. As you can see right here, we went ahead to start putting walls. And like I mentioned, watch the video because I did try to edit and take a lot of the trials and error out, so it's a little more flowing because it was a lot of hours to try to get this right. But I did try to edit it, so watch it and then you can follow it, right? Don't forget that you can slow down the build, make pauses. But as you can see right now, what I did is I'm making now the floor. Originally, I was not gonna have anything where I'm standing there. It was gonna stay grass. But at the end of the video, you're gonna see it. We ended up making it into a room because I needed that to make it feel better, the whole concept of this, to make it work. But for now, what you can see, I needed support. So what I was doing here, I was just adding one row of the pathways right over here, and then on another row over here is kind of making like a little cross so we can make support, so then we can finish putting all the flooring around here. Now, one of the things that I really wanted to use in this build was going to be glass. So we're gonna use a lot of glass panels, and I'm telling you what, it's tricky. It's tricky to use glass because at first you feel like it's great, but then you're trying to find a balance, and then you can't find the balance. And yeah, it was tricky. But as you can see here now, after I put the first panel of glass, then I want to start putting the roof because I want to start doing a division, because we're doing that whole temple style structure. Now I wish we had corner pieces. We don't have corner pieces, and that really threw the whole idea, my whole concept, everything that I wanted to do. It kind of threw it off because I can't really meet and I can't really go into the corner. So that was a little tricky, but you're gonna see what we did. We did try our best with the pieces that are given to us. I said we did the roof, as you can see right here. You see how the corner pieces, and over here, this is already, I was like, oh my gosh, this is just horrible. This is just horrible. What? It's been such a long time since you am back in Palworld, right? And it's like, oh my gosh, come on, we gotta do better. So okay, so what I'm doing right now is doing the next section. We're gonna start adding glass on the very top, and that was like, I was like, I don't know, because when you added the roof, then everything was aligning too close and to the same, and it's supposed to be a little more deep. So what I ended up doing is we're gonna take the glass and we're gonna push the glass backwards. Now again, we're having the same situation that it's not gonna let us do the corners in the pieces, so it just looks weird. It just looks like a big old square. And adding, like, as you can see, we're gonna take that out. It's not working at this moment. And I think what I ended up doing here is we're gonna push the glass back. And yes, so I'm deleting the glass, so most likely I'm gonna go inside. And what happened is I created what we call kind of like like a little walkways on like balcony areas, like people walking around in the temple. So that's something that I started working on and just started to see if we can make a balance. Now over here, I'm trying to do a design for the top. And again, like I mentioned, I went through a lot of revisions and there's a lot of trial and error that you don't see in because I actually like took it out of the way. Again, we're taking all these corners out because once again, we don't have corner pieces for roof. I hope one day that comes. I think that's kind of like a big must. We need that. But or let us clip corners so we can kind of create something in our own. But as you can see, I'm trying to do a design with the glass here. So since we don't have the corners, I'm going kind of inside and leave the corners now open instead of just being a complete square. And then I'm filling the top with the filler for the little square, for the little triangle. Okay, so now we got something that feels a little bit better. I think everything's slowly starting to come together. But as you can see, it's still not where I want it. There's still a lot of changes. I was trying to create a little more height because I want a little more height, and we're using now the new pillars. Now the new pillars was a great addition, but yeah, what I was trying up there, it was not gonna work. Now since I did the corners and the corners on the top and in the second floor, I figured that I need to do the same thing in the bottom. I think it's important so I can keep that kind of effect kind of going into the corner, like it's just kind of caving in. So that's what I wanted to do. That's what we're gonna do, and then as you can see, we're gonna back away and see what we like or don't like. I don't like what I was doing, so we're gonna take that off. And then again, I decided to change a couple here because this is when it started to change. Originally it was just supposed to be kind of like a wall and the temple sitting on top, but it was too, I don't know, it just wasn't working for me. So what I decided is maybe try some windows. And once I tried some windows, like, you know what, windows are still not giving it, I don't feeling it. So let me try some columns. So we're gonna put some columns first and see what happens. Now the great thing about the columns, as you can see right here, and then you can add windows, it's really cool. It's really cool. Instead of just having the wall and wall touching together, you can actually put columns ahead of time, any of the columns, and it's gonna give you this really cool effect that I really like, and just makes it feel a little better. And if you don't like the stone, you can actually do it with the wood too. So I think it's a really neat trick. Now something that's gonna happen eventually is, even though I'm doing all this work that you're seeing here, that it's good that I left it, but we are actually gonna fill everything in here in the floor in the bottom, so we can keep it kind of open at first. And that was when I first started thinking, you know what, I'm gonna have to make the bottom, we're gonna have to make the bottom a room, an area. Now again, one of the reasons that I wanted to make this temple or this building a little bit bigger, because I want to be able to do a lot more of the equipment to put it in here. Now on the top, on the second floor, and as you can see, I started adding now more pillars, so we can do now another roofing, because this is going to be a walkway. So we don't want to, like, if it's raining, you know, you gotta, I'm trying to like imagine what's going to happen here, but I don't know. Then the roof on the top, on the other section, now you can't see it, and that was bothering me, because I was like, okay, so now we got this, now we added more columns over here, as you can see, so we can make like the transition from top to bottom. So we got the one that's outside sticking out more, and then it goes inside, and then you got the roof on the top, but now you can't see the roof. So pretty soon we're gonna be going there and we're gonna fix it. Basically, where I had the glass, we're gonna extend it by 2. We're gonna go too high and then use that to our advantage and to make the roofing scenario. So as you can see here, this is when I'm trying now to expand the roof to see how they're gonna connect, so we can better. Now this actually helped a lot, so I was very happy that I was able to do this, because it did make everything feel a little bit better, and it make the building again a little bit bigger. That's something that I really want to go. As you guys, if you were following me when Palworld first came out and you've been seeing those videos, you've been waiting for another video, you guys know that on that one I was making my base a little bit smaller. The buildings were a lot smaller, they were a little more for smaller pals, and I wanted to fit as many buildings as I could in one little area. Now on this one I'm going the opposite, because I really want to put more stuff in the inside and decorate inside the building a little more. So this video is just about the building process and not about the layout. But as you can see, we expanded the roof. The roof now now it's sticking a little bit more out. It gave us a bigger roof, and now we're going to be able to work on a third section that is actually going to look a lot better than what we had before. Then I was doing some testing again to see if I like the windows, and again it was too close to give you that temple effect. You know, you really want like each of the tiers to be going deep a little bit a little bit towards the inside, right? So what I'm doing again, I decided to go with glass again, since the second flooring is glass. So I was like, you know what, let me go with glass, let me keep it in theme right over here. And then what I did here, so we can do a better roofing system, I went twice as high. As you can see right here, I went 2 times high, so that way we can make a little the roof effect. Now once I did this is something that I wish I would have done in the very beginning in the bottom floor and just double it, right? But I didn't want to undo the whole building once I realized that this is how I should be doing it. So maybe one day I'll fix it, probably not. Maybe if I make another building, I will make the same mistakes that I did on this one. But yeah, that was the best way that I could think of to fix it. And I wish I would have done it in the first flooring, go twice high, and then start doing the roof. That way it would have made the effect of the building a little bit better. So I'm saying that now, so just in case you're just watching, like I said, watch the video first and then start building it. And maybe you will try what I did here with the double panels and then add the roof, so we have a little separation. And like I said, like what I have is not bad, but I think it would have come out the way I wanted. Like it would have been like a solid brick foundation on the bottom, instead of having already rooms and then start the temple on the top. And if I would have done it that way, I think it would have looked cool, but it would have been so much to undo that after, believe me, after so many trials, I was like, no, I just can't. It would never would have come out. I would have given up. But as you can see, we're trying to design on the very top over here, trying to come up with a good illusion, give you that little tier, because you want everything to go from, like you see, in 1, 2, 3, and now the very top. And everything, we got like walkways, we got everything, and now everything's looking good. Again, like I mentioned, I really want this to feel as much as a temple as we can. So I'm trying to make that illusion, and I'm telling you, if we had corner pieces, it would have looked so much better. But okay, so this is the moment that I was thinking, okay, it's been in my mind, I really kind of don't like the bottom flooring anymore. I just don't like the windows, I don't like what I'm selecting. So you know what happened if I keep it just open? For a moment, I thought that this area that I'm feeling, I thought I was gonna be open, and just all you're gonna see is pillars, and then you see the top part of the temple. Now that is not bad, it actually looks really good, and I still like this idea. So if you're watching this, you could be like, you know what, I kind of like it, keep it more open on the first flooring down, and then you don't have to worry about what I'm gonna do next is adding the glass. Now I went with the glass in the first flooring too, because I don't know, I kept going back and forth, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go with glass, since I got glass, just keep it glass. Also, it's kind of like a little showcase, and the glass looks really cool because I can see everything around, and I like the idea. But like I said, I'm gonna be honest, working with the glass is a little tricky depending when you want to build, is depending on your taste too, you know. I like it, but I had to be careful. So as you can see, I'm backing away, I'm checking to see if I want to add corners or take this corner out, leave it here, don't leave it there. I'm really trying to decide what I want to do here, to see how do I want to approach it. And what I decided is I'm just gonna go more in the inside with the glass, as you can see right here, instead of the more on the outside. And gonna make walkways kind of to match what I have, the pathing on the top, that is the roof, but it's also the pathing on the second floor, and kind of match it that way. And that's what I started to do. But what you're gonna see is that we are gonna actually go a little bit deeper in some sections. So this section's a little longer because I'm showing you like what I did and then how to fix it, so then you can slow it down or pause it, so you can actually kind of try to follow, because it's going, there was a lot of changes. But as you can see here, we already got like the first turn, and I started adding pillars, but all these pillars will go away because I don't want, I changed my mind, don't want that anymore. As you can see, what we're gonna do here, we're gonna go deeper here. As you can see, we're going deeper so we can use the walkway of the top and the roof instead of adding a separate roof, because I don't know, just having those things hanging and then the roof, but there was nothing else. I don't know, it just didn't feel right. So I'm just trying to shape it and cut it and keep those corner more open instead of just being filled. And I think at the end it actually worked out. As you can see here, now I'm pushing the glass one more time back. That way the bottom walkway, we can walk right behind the stairs. And I think once I did this was one of the final touches. I was like, okay, so now it's coming together, everything is getting closer, everything is working together, and I think finally I was kind of getting something. I'm telling you, I was it was a while. It was a while since you build in this world, and you forget. There was one time that I deleted something that I didn't mean to delete, and it collapsed a whole section of the building, and I was like, no, I didn't mean to delete that, and I deleted it by accident, and a whole foundation came out. So now I want to make the official entrance of the temple, of the building, and what I decided to do is I wanted to come over here because we have a little of the road. Now I didn't want to do any of the other sides, because that's where we're gonna put the machineries for the oil and all of that. So I wanted this front right here that leads to the road, and we're gonna go and make the entrance of the temple. That I really like the way this is actually gonna come out. Now I was trying to decide if I wanted just single or I wanted like a 3 wide, and I went back and forth a couple of times just trying to decide, trying to see it, and at the end I went with a 3, but you can go with a 1, you can go with a 3 wide, whichever one you truly prefer and like. And as you can see, we got the single line here that can look really cool. You can also add pillars like this to create an effect. You can keep it simple, but I decided to go with the kind of with that 3 wide. I just felt like maybe it felt a little better. So what I added is, and I wanted something different to match with the stairs. So the 2 on the sides are gonna be stone. Right down the middle is gonna be wood, and then we're gonna make everything 3, so it kind of feels like a grand entrance. Because I don't know, it's one of those things. It works either way. You can really like either one. It's gonna be more of your preference. But when I was walking in with a single, I felt like I was a little more, and I felt like it just felt like it needed a little more entrance, so that's what we did. So as you can see, some of these stairs won't let me do it, so I had to put one on the top, bottom, and then delete. It's Palworld. Sometimes you still have to do that. But as you can see, now I'm doing the middle, keeping it all with the stairs, going up. And I don't know, see, this feels a little more clean. I feel a little more spacious. I added a couple of columns, as you can see over here. I think later on I'm gonna tweak this. I got some more ideas, but I was ready for the part of this idea to be done. Now there's gonna be a lot of decorations that we're gonna come back into this build and to continue to add to the base and all of that. But there's some decorations that we need to do, decoration on the inside, where we're gonna put equipment, where we're gonna put like the food and the farm and all that stuff in this brand new base, so we can start adding pals, so we can start adding production, and so we can start doing a lot of all those little farms that we need to. But as you can see, this is the official entrance. This is the way we come in. I really love the background. I love seeing all the cherry blossom trees. I love seeing the waterfall. I love seeing the tower way back there, and then where we place the PAL box, then we got the big circle that it is like way on the side. So we put the house kind of like in the very corner, so that gives me a lot more space on the other side. So I really like that. But as you can see, as we walk through here, I really like the 3 wide the more. And now re-looking at it again, I'm like, you know what? I really like it. I really like the way this feel, the walkway. I still feel like I may expand a little more on the floor in the front. I may add one more loop around just to have a little separation, but that's something that I'm gonna see when we come to the next video and we come to the decoration portion. But as you can see on the bottom here is all this. Now we got a lot of these pillars, but some of these pillars can actually go away depending on the machinery that I want to bring in here, because this section here, even though I call it a temple, right, because of the cherry blossom and all that, that was part of the idea, but we're gonna add a lot of stuff that's gonna be very functional for what we need here, what type of pals and machinery and all of that. This is going to be very different base compared with the one that I did, that a lot of you follow and liked. So this one's going to be very different feel and structure, But I am excited. I got many more ideas to how to come in from the cherry trees. I want to expand this here. I find it there. Now, one thing that I did turn off the deterioration, so anything that I build outside the circle is never gonna get bad. It's not gonna break down. So because I really wanted to go this time bigger, and I want to build outside the circle and not worry about that things are gonna break down. So I did turn that off, so you know, because I am building outside of the circle. But I like all of this. There's a couple ideas that I still have for these walkways, for decorations, what we want to put it here or not. But then we got the second flooring over here. Again, a lot of space. That's the whole idea. And I want to test the pals. I want to make sure that they come in and do their stuff. Maybe they're sleeping and all of that. We got extras like storage areas on the very as you go up right here in this little middle area. And I am gonna actually finish up this little section of the roof. That way, at first I was gonna keep it open, but the more that I looked at it during editing, I was like, you know what, I think it'd be cool to have that little level for maybe something else, storage, maybe some beds, maybe you have smaller pals to go there and sleep. You know, I just want to see what I can do there. And then we got the next floor right over here, and again we got a little more smaller room. Maybe we put some of the smaller desks, the medicine desk, some of the weapon desk, I don't know, some of the smaller stuff that we can put there. Maybe we do something cool. But the great thing, we have a beautiful view. We got the giant tree over here, we got the waterfall, we got everything over here, and so much more room to expand, to build, to be creative, to add stuff. And I am excited because that's how we started on the first one, right? One idea leads you to the other one. But like I said, this is a very different take compared to my all of the builds, because this one I wanted it to be have the feel of like a temple, and that was part of why I wanted to use glass, and I wanted to use the pillars, and I wanted to have a lot of room, make it feel wide, make it go up, make it tall, and just make something that is very different compared with anything that I made before in Palworld. I really like the way it came out. I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying this update a lot. I wish they added more items to decorate, and like they brought us to this island, and we got all these like Japanese structures and stuff, but we didn't get none of that. I was really hoping we're gonna get walls and roofing like on those buildings, but not yet. But hopefully we will get that soon, right Palworld? Right Palworld? But guys, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I'll see you all on the next one. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.